Rolling with the triple C, I'ma make him bend the knee. Rolling with the triple C, don't really count the heat.
So we are a month away from one of the greatest super fights possibly of all time. Islam Makhachev versus Alexander Volkanovski. Guys, let me rewind it here from this past weekend from David Figueiredo versus Brandon Moreno. What happened in that fight? You know what happened in that fight, guys, is the fact that David Figueiredo did not train with me in this fight. And the reason why I bring that up is because when you see him fight from the first time from the last time that he fought to this recent fight that he had, he was a completely different fighter. A lot of the things that we've always exposed with David Figueiredo is like, don't stay in submission for too long. What do? He went for a guillotine, staying in there, like pretty much blew his arms as he was trying to submit Brandon Moreno. He never leg kicked. He got emotional. He was trying to fight. Eventually, he ended up getting his eye, super swollen that he couldn't see no more. They had to call the fight off. Why do I bring that up? I bring that up because Khabib Nurmagomedov is not going to be in Islam's corner. Now, if I go back and I think about what happened with me and David Figueiredo and Khabib not being there for his brother, which obviously everybody respects, I'm not here to chew on him. What I'm trying to say is, what's going to happen in that fight now? Will Islam still have that chip on his shoulder? Will he still have that motivation like he did of actually becoming the best in the world? Because remember, he's going up against a smaller guy, but he's still a world champ. And a world champ, even though he's smaller, he does have that mentality, and you have to respect that. I start to teeter-totter with this stuff because I also do know that Javier Mendez does play a big role in Islam's fight career, and I think seeing him there, it's almost like having Khabib. But is it or is it not? I mean, those are the questions that I have because it does change the tide a little bit. I still do believe Islam will win, but now I could give Alexander Volkanovski more than a chance now for that simple fact. You have your brother who you admire, who you look up to, who you're going to see in your corner, who helped you throughout this whole career, who's in your corner ever since you started fighting, to not seeing you defended in a super fight. How is it that Islam is going to perform? Do I believe he'll still win? I do. But now I'm giving Alexander Volkanovski more of a shot. What you got for me, Michael?
Yeah, I mean, just would you have liked, and I'm sure Khabib has personal reasons that we'll never know of the reason why he's not wanting to corner his fighters anymore, but would you have liked to see him just kind of one last big fight, this super fight, and then retire afterwards?
Yeah, I think so. I think with this, just because it's a super fight. It's a super fight, and a fight of that magnitude of who is it that's going to become pound for pound. I think it would be awesome if Khabib went in there and literally maybe even gave them a bout and be like, hey, man, we both did something that we grew up together talking about, and we both became world champions in the same weight division, and then we both became pound for pound fighters in the same weight division. I mean, it's history in the making. It really is. Will it be bittersweet even if Islam wins and Khabib's not there? No. I just think it'd be sweet. I just think it could be a whole lot sweeter having Khabib there. But I tell you what, guys, it is what it is. At the end of the day, it's you going out there and you fighting and you doing it for a higher reason other than yourself, which for them it's faith. And you go out there and you get the job done. I don't think there's any excuses. I think a lot of these Russians, like, they know whether Khabib is there or not, that they got to perform and they got to win. So that's where I stand with that.
We're a month out, and we're going to do a bunch of videos here covering this fight in that month. But just as we sit here a month out, where do you sit just on that matchup right now, just looking at it, dissecting it? Where do you see Islam having the upper hand in this fight?
The size. I think the size is going to be different. The wrestling, and particularly sometimes size doesn't matter, but when you get a very disciplined guy that's big, that's solid, and that's able to get down to that weight division and knows how to recover, that's what I'm talking about, like the size. or I'm sorry, or more of that recovery aspect of him. But I think the biggest advantage that Islam does have, it's his top control. Sometimes I'm not so impressed with their takedowns and how they get them, but they're able to take you down. They're not the slickest or the nicest, but they're able to take you down, and they're going to be able to hurt you. Now, once they get you down, that's when the rubber meets the road, because that's when they're going to handcuff you. They're going to put your legs together. They're going to scorpion you. They're going to control your wrist, and they're going to throw some right hands, left hooks on top of every elbow on both right and left arm. So this is where Islam is extremely dangerous. And if Israel Adesanya is saying that he can't hold down a guy like Alexander, if Alexander's able to keep it on his feet, then man, that is yet to be seen. But I highly doubt that Islam's gonna let him get up. If he does get up, he's gonna take him down again. So I still stick with my decision. I have Islam Makhachev stoppage, whether it's in the 4th or 5th, or unanimous decision like 50-47 or 50-40. I'm sorry, 50-45, 50-44. That's how I see this fight playing out.
All things equal on the feet, do you give Volkanovski an edge? Let's just say if there was no takedowns in the fight, do you give Volkanovski the edge stand up, or do you still think Islam has some underrated striking?
I think Islam does have underrated striking. I just don't think it's as clean. I don't think he has the sequences like someone like Volkanovski. But I do think he's sharper and better on his feet, 100%.
You think Volkanovski's better than Islam on the feet?
Yes. Volkanovski is really good. He knows how to smoke his things. He knows how to fake. He knows how to feint. He understands the distance game, and that's what makes Volkanovski dangerous. And then on top of him having his threshold from rugby, from all those years of all that running, all that explosion, like all that stuff plays a role. You know, all that stuff has played a role in somebody becoming the absolute best in the world. When you have a great sport like that, and then you understand the other disciplines of the game. And I also think that's what's made Alexander Volkanovski extremely dangerous. He's only gotten better. But my question is, and that's to all you fans, is he eating more than what he could actually chew? Is this the right fight? With Charles Oliveira, 100%, I can see Volkanovski pulling it off, 100%. Even before I was talking to Khabib about it, he even told me like this was like Eagle FC like 6 months ago. We're in Miami, and he was like Volkanovski could beat Charles. And then watching Islam versus Charles, I'm just like, man, I see it. I see what he's talking about. You know, what I'm saying is that they do praise Volkanovski. But, again, I go back and say, hey, man, how can Volkanovski get off of his back? Is he going to be able to get up and stay on his feet and be able to hurt a guy like Islam? Because if he is able to do that, that will go down as one of the biggest upsets in UFC history. So thank you guys again for watching. It means a lot to me. So you guys remember, there's more breakdowns, there's more technique, there's more tactics, and there's definitely more cringe. So make sure to subscribe and click on that button. I'm out!